Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet, and I still haven't re-recorded my intro, but I just recognized, the reason why, really, is I just recognized that this is episode 200, and I just got really excited. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about the intro. So we'll see how that evolves, but anyhow. Because to record an intro, it's like one of those things that you want to like nail perfectly. So sometimes you get that on the first try, and then sometimes like you don't. You end up redoing it and being overcritical. And you know what? I just don't feel like being in that vibe today. So actually the topic for what I'm going to talk about works out pretty perfectly. That's kind of wild. Thank you. Thank you, Divine. Today I want to talk about energy and affirmations and being in the vibe. Yes, being in the vibe. So just like I said, like if I'm going to go and try to make a perfect intro, because then it would, last me for however long I continue to still use it, if I get overcritical, I'm going to ruin my vibe. And I'm just not feeling like I want to do that. So I'm celebrating 200 episodes. If you know anything about the podcasting space, I think statistically, it's most people don't make it past 6 or 7. And, definitely, I know I have pulled up people that I've heard they have a podcast, and I see that maybe they only had like 20 episodes. Maybe they stopped after a year. It is very common. I'm not throwing shade. I mean, heck, I've started and stopped things. So believe me, no shade here. But so when you have 200 episodes, it's kind of a big deal. And obviously you can like fill your boots and go back and listen to, oh my goodness, so many that are probably would be like head scratchers now. What a diary, right? Of just my journey and my evolution and my energy and my energy level. I was listening to someone's podcast and she was talking about when you lose weight and you change your energy level, your face can change. And actually, that's true. Christina is her name that said it, to give her credit. And it's true. I noticed that my pictures of what I look like now and what I looked like before are completely different. And it's energy. I've cleared through so much crap, and I lost weight. Like, so combined, I just look different. People might think I had like work done. I did not. I didn't. I just look different. And it's really wild, like how that changes, how your energy can change how you look. Like it's freaking wild. It's crazy. So anyhow, that's a total tangent. But 200 episodes. So I am celebrating my own stick-to-itness because podcasting has been a journey of a lot of self-judgment, of comparison, of a lot. It's been a really big journey for me. It's been a big journey for my husband. It's really pretty major. I would think that YouTube might be similar. I'm not a YouTuber, so I can't speak for that, but when you have voice and then you have video and you watch yourself, it can be painful sometimes. And then you look at results, some good, some bad. It's like it kind of can get in your head. So anyhow, on the topic of affirmations and energy, which is what I titled this podcast, I want to talk about how I always find it interesting that people think that you can just shift your energy so quickly by forcing something, right? Have you ever heard fake it till you make it? That doesn't work. Newsflash. That does not work. And I have learned that if I'm in a certain energetic state, doing something work-wise, let's say I have a bunch of coaching calls in a row and I'm like flying high. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for my clients and it's been fun and I love these coaching calls. And then I try to do something more serious. I really struggle with that shift. I really struggle. So I have noticed I can't fake it till I make it. And when I started to deep dive into this topic, because I think that's what's out there a lot online, is that you can just shift and you can just do this and you can just do that. And then all of a sudden, all this like magical manifestations are going to happen for you. Like, no. Like, you might be a unicorn that has happened for you. And maybe once in a while, because you threw a bunch of spaghetti against the wall, like something happened for you. But in general, like, no, it doesn't work. And it made me start to think about all the times in the past that I've tried to force things like that. I've tried to force things. I raise my hand high. Like, I've been there. I get it. So that's why now, like, I can understand, like, if I'm in this total energy zone of like flying high after a bunch of coaching calls in a row, that if I try to shift, like, it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for the other person, really, even bigger, right? Because they can feel your energy either consciously or not. Like, they may be aware or they may be not aware and they still can feel it. So you really have to understand, like, it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. So what I have found to be the best tool for me, so granted, we are all different. I'm just sharing, and you can figure out what you wish to do for you. If you are someone that has struggled with this or this pops up for you, is I have to just get quiet. I have to like meditate. And not even just meditate, sometimes you're just like resting. You're just taking 15 minutes to like decompress. And sometimes I can't even like shift it that much to do the thing that maybe I wanted to do on the same day. I just kind of say, you know what, pencils down on this day, and I'm going to start tomorrow fresh. Because when we go to sleep, the biggest thing that's happening is we're resetting. We're getting to like a neutral state and we're having like a reset, right? That's why it's so important, like when you wake up in the morning, to go positive, like right away. Like, don't try to like, watching the news in the morning. Ugh, I can't even imagine. I certainly do not do that. But like, that would just put you in a negative state for the day, right? So you just had this reset with your sleep, from the universe, like they reset you, and you wake up and you're like going negative right away. Like, don't do that. So my point here is like, yeah, sometimes like I just need to end the day. And I've done that for years, and I just did it like from an intuitive place, not even like understanding like what was going on. I would just be like, I just need to end this day. I just need to end it. I just need to go to sleep. So, anyone that knows Ryan and I, we go to sleep. Like, we go to sleep early, 7:30. Sometimes Ryan goes to sleep at 6 or 6:30, not joking. And yes, we get up early too, but sometimes it's just to reset the day. It's literally just to be like, okay, we're done with the day. We did what we need to do. Like, let's reset. Because honestly, like when I see people that just stay up to stay up, like, what are you doing? You're scrolling through your phone, watching reels, TikTok, bad news. Like, really, what are you doing? So if you're staying up to work, be productive, hang out with your friends, family, your loved ones, spend time with your children, totally get that, right? Totally work out, good, get it. But like, you're just staying up to stay up, like, no, end the day, like get that reset in so you can start tomorrow fresh and on a positive note. So there's such a misconception out there that you can just say affirmations or you can just do this and everything's going to like get into alignment and shift. And no, it doesn't work. Like, so again, for me, I found that like I can meditate, I can go for a walk. That's why I'm such a big walker, especially at night now. I try to walk, do something like pretty major, just get quiet. And then you can reset the energy. So it's really wild because I've been having this come up as like an actual thing in my day that, again, I can't go from like having 5 coaching clients in a row to then sitting down and getting focused on sales. Like the energy shift is too high. Like, it's just too much to do that for me. So I have become stronger and more confident in setting those boundaries for myself in my schedule, right? And going, okay, I can't do that. I can do this. Like, just shift it around. I still get my things done in a week's time frame, but I just manage my schedule differently, right? So that kind of goes into time management and building out a schedule. So it was really wild. This morning, I asked the divine, I said, I want to listen to something on my walk. I was just feeling like I wanted to listen to some content. And I was like, what should I listen to? So on my YouTube, the first video that pops up is from Abraham Hicks. And it was about that. It was really about that. It was truly about the fact that you all just can't shift your energy like that. It doesn't work. Like, get quiet, meditate. She didn't say go to bed, like Abraham, Esther, however you want to put it, didn't say go to bed, but I'm just giving that as an extra tip that we've learned. But said, like, basically, you can't like force your way to change your energy. You truly need to have a reshift. So I had to laugh. I was like, okay, that's going to be the topic of my podcast. And I'm going to share that little nugget of confirmation and validation, which I always love. I truly believe that getting validation from a coach or someone that's ahead of you, or in this case, channeled guides, is just so impactful for our own intuitive self to be like, okay, I was trying to figure out, was that my intuition or was that my ego? Is that my higher self or my lower self, however you want to put it? And when you hear something like that come through, that's obviously from channel guides, you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You just validated that I'm on the right path, and I'm going to continue with setting my personal boundaries, managing my schedule that works best for me. So I'm in energetic alignment whenever I do the activities that I need to do, and I cut out what other people may be saying I should do or trying to get me to do. That worked for them, and that's great, and I will celebrate their success. But for me, I need to reset and start the day over. So that's all I've got this week. Thank you so much for listening. You can connect with me. I will put all my information in the show notes, private one-on-one coaching, a workshop for your team. Please check out my other podcast, Crush It in Sales, if you haven't already. And you know what? I'm going to start talking more and more about the book that Sienna and I are writing together. So I'm going to keep planting those seeds that Sienna and I, my niece, if you don't know who that is, are going to be writing a book together. So we are starting on that journey. She's a little bit ahead of me as of today, so I've got to catch up. Got to hold myself accountable and catch up. But I'm just super excited that we're going to do that and get that completed in time for the holidays. So until next week, be grateful, be curious, always be learning, and have some fun too. Thank you for listening.